right, next booth. Here we are at HX. This is one of the expedition lines that I've been learning about, and I knew who they were, but what I didn't know was that, as I've posted, expedition is more than just Galapagos and Antarctica. These guys actually have one of their expedition ships that does Alaska. So if you were looking to do Alaska a little bit different, maybe you've done Alaska 2, 3, 4, 15 times, these ships are under 500 passengers, and the places that they go can only be accessed on the Zodiacs. So, little known fact, did you know there are penguins in Alaska? Yes. And you will see those penguins when you do an expedition cruise with HX to Alaska. They've got a great promotion right now for the last few cabins available for Alaska 2026. And if you're not available to go this summer, let's start looking at Alaska 27, and let's do it expedition style. Thanks for following. Let's go to the next booth. All right, one more booth. This is Swan Hellenic, and if you follow me on social media or get my email newsletters, you know that I have been talking about Swan Hellenic. These guys are expedition. Their ships are stunning, and they're less than 200 passengers. But again, as I keep reiterating, when you hear about expedition, it is so much more than just Arctic, Antarctica, and Galapagos. Swan Hellenic does really long sailings where you can go from South America and go through the Drake Shake and end up in New Zealand, or you can just fly to New Zealand, get on their ship, and then you sail from New Zealand up through Papua New Guinea and probably Tahiti, Bora Bora, and you end up, Japan, Korea. That's like a 30-day sailing, but you can break it into smaller chunks. But with Swan Hellenic, you need to remember that they take you where others don't go because their ships are small and expedition built. So if you are looking for something different to get off of your travel bucket list, let's talk about Swan Hellenic. All right, on to the next booth. Thanks for following. All right, I am not at one booth. I'm kind of standing in the middle because I want you to see that this is not just cruise ships. This is destinations. This is hotels. So when you're sailing out of Fort Lauderdale and you're like, hey, Laura Lee, where should we stay before our cruise? Well, now I got at least half a dozen hotel options for you. And it's the same if you're sailing out of San Diego, Miami, or Rome. I mean, there are hotels and destinations here. This trade show is huge. All right, thanks for following. On to the next booth. All right, next booth. Here we are with Ama Waterways. They are river cruising. I stayed on an Ama ship when I was at the River Cruise Expo last month, and their ships are lovely. So have a look at this picture behind me. They cruise not only Europe, but if you want something unique, let's talk about cruising the Nile or cruising the Mekong in Thailand. They've got some really beautiful ships and some amazing itineraries. I just booked 2 cabins for a Christmas markets in December of this year. So there's still a couple of cabins left here and there. If you want to do Christmas markets, though, let's start talking about Christmas markets of 2027. Anyways, on to the next booth. Here we go. All right, next booth is Celebrity. You can see one of their beautiful Edge-class ships here. Their booth is very crowded. These guys are super popular, so I'm not going to stay here too long, but I love Celebrity. All right, on to the next booth. All right, starting to wind down my day. Last booth here. Guess where I am? Family time. That is the beautiful Legend of the Seas coming soon to you in 2026. So I am with Royal Caribbean, and they are rated E for everyone. This is an amazing product. If you are looking to do a multi-generation family, we can put grandma and grandpa in a suite. We can put mom and dad with the little ones in a cabin that has bunk beds. And if they're mom and dad traveling without their kids, they can get themselves a nice balcony cabin as well. But you can still all enjoy your shore excursions together. You can still have dinner together, or you can have dinner on your own if you need some me time away from the family.